Hello and welcome to Travel Beans. I'm Emma, behind the camera is Alex, and today we want to show you the impact that COVID has had on Phuket Island.
Over the last 2 weeks, we have been exploring the beauty and diversity of Phuket Island. And although it's great to travel again, it's impossible to ignore the effect that COVID has had on the island's tourism industry. In this video, we want to show why the Sandbox program is so important to the Thai people. After our week with the group came to an end, we decided to stay a little bit longer to explore some of the island alone. But before we could do anything, we had to take another test.
As it is now day 6, we're actually required to have another swab for COVID while we're here. The one that we took at the airport was a little bit vigorous, shall we say. So I think we're all feeling a little bit apprehensive. Fingers crossed it's not going to be as bad as we think. I'm okay. A little nervous. Ow. It doesn't get any nicer, does it, every time? At least it's done. Fingers crossed for a negative result, and then we could stay another week.
Thankfully, we were both negative and able to move to the next hotel.
It never ceases to amaze me what you can get value for money wise in Thailand.
You can get places as cheap as £29 a night here. Now, of course, this is their pool villa.
Yeah, so that's a little bit more expensive, but they have double rooms starting at £29, which is an absolute bargain.
But look what you get for your money here. It's mad.
This place is all open plan, so you've got like a living area, the bed, the bath, which they filled with rose petals, very romantic.
But
bathroom behind.
It's hard to look past anything other than the view.
Anything other than this view, and actually this opens up the whole way so that you can have this view literally from your bed.
You press this button here. That's right. Our very own jacuzzi.
Our own jacuzzi.
We're not getting much of a sunset tonight. Actually, I think it's even better show because we've got a storm. There is not many better things than watching a storm in Asia because they are mad.
Whoa! I think we need to shut this because otherwise we're just going to get sprayed with water from the pool. I don't know if you can see, that wind is coming in thick and fast.
We used to live in Bangkok, and the first sign that a big storm is coming is that the wind picks up.
Whoa, I can hear it. I love it.
Now look at the trees.
It's honestly for me just as fun watching a storm as it is watching a lovely view with sunshine.
100%.
It's equally, if not more, entertaining anyway.
Well, I've seen nice sunsets in England, but you don't get as tropical storms.
No.
Well, not until climate change.
Well, this is true.
The show started. I want to get in the pool. As long as there's no thunder and lightning, I'm getting in.
Yeah?
Why not just to do it?
Bloody hell!
Just for reference, you now can't see anything that we showed you a couple of minutes ago.
We cracked open some beers and spent the rest of the evening watching the storm roll through. Luckily, we woke up to beautiful sunshine the next morning.
We have been delivered breakfast.
This beautiful breakfast.
And it's one of those floating breakfasts that I've seen on Instagram but I've never had before. It's absolutely humongous.
It's for 2 people, I suppose.
And I have no idea how we're supposed to get this into the water. They look so heavy.
The practical behind the scenes of Instagram.
Please float.
It floats.
Floats. I can't believe I'm about to eat a hash brown in a swimming pool. I'm so terrified of dropping anything in.
Yeah, you don't want to make the pool have bits of egg floating around in it.
I mean, it looks great. The practicality of eating with a knife and fork, I'm intrigued. Go for it.
With a knife and fork, challenge accepted, although I'm dripping pool water all over the food. This is definitely more Instagram than YouTube, isn't it? This kind of floating breakfast.
But it is really cool.
And by the way, follow us on Instagram for the more perfect Instagram shots. Yeah, it's pretty easy. Don't know what you're complaining about.
We enjoyed the rest of our breakfast in the sunshine until the weather had other ideas.
With the weather changing every 5 minutes, we can't really wait anymore to try and predict it, because in rainy season it's impossible. So we just decided after this huge downpour that we're just going to try and get out. And we have rented a bike for the week, and it costs about £10 to have this bad boy. And when we're in Asia, we always rent one. And I'm going to have to make a little point that, because a lot of people like to point out that Emma does a lot of the driving.
Whoop, whoop.
When it comes to the bike,
No.
that's all me.
I'm way too scared. I'm a massive wimp when it comes to driving the bike.
It looks like it's whiskey on the side of the road, but it's not. When you need to fill up, you can see these places dotted all over. And you just tell them how many you need, and then they just chuck it in.
With a tank for the fuel, we hit the road, stopping off to pick up some provisions for the day and making a new friend.
Oh, there's us.
You're a noisy one. Oh my god, we have a new friend. It's just me and my pet cat.
Only in Asia? Maybe?
Maybe.
Driving around on the bike took us back to the freedom of our old travels, zooming around without a care in the world. It almost felt like a dream, where for a moment the pandemic didn't exist.
I know I said this before, but I'll say it again. Riding bikes around Asia is the best feeling ever. There's always something kind of special about sipping on a coconut on a sandy beach on an island somewhere. Yes, you can buy it from Sainsbury's, but it's just not the same.
That's like saying you could buy a frozen pizza from Sainsbury's, but it's better eating it in Italy.
That's exactly the same. Of course it's bloody better. Not bad, Karen. Not bad at all.
I think it's Karan.
Karen. Stop sounding. You're sounding like a Karen.
I think they need any of the good publicity they can get.
Yeah, that's true. We love you, Karen.
Yeah, any Karens watching, we love you.
I tried to wink then and like both my eyes closed.
We spent the remainder of the day aimlessly driving along Phuket's coastline before making our way back towards Patong Beach.
Although this might look like a lot of fun, there is another side to Phuket that you can't avoid due to the virus.
Yeah, we've come here to Bangla Walking Street, which in its heyday is the place to be in Phuket. It is so busy and like kind of a tourist hotspot really, and it's really eerie to walk around it today and just see all these shutters closed.
It's devastating. This is such a busy place usually, and as you can just see here, it's just closed shops upon closed shops, and it really hits home how much they need tourism here.
It's heartbreaking. I think a place like Phuket Island, they rely so heavily on the tourist industry. It really is like a hotspot of Thailand for tourism, and they have had absolutely nothing over the past year. And to see how that's affecting people's livelihoods, people's businesses, it's really hard to see, and it really makes me hopeful that the Sandbox program will actually help bring some tourism back and bring some livelihood back to these people's lives.
It's not just this street as well. When you're driving around the island, you see it everywhere.
Yeah.
It's just, this is a great place to come and show, considering how busy it usually is.
Yeah, and I mean obviously there's still a lot of stuff that you can come and do, and we've had a really great week full of great activities, but there are still a lot of businesses that have been affected.
As we continued to walk around the quiet streets, we noticed how businesses, both big and small, have had to shut down.
Although, as we've shown you in the last couple of videos, there is far more to Phuket Island than just the Patong area. And of course, it's not everybody's cup of tea, but I feel like it's the best place for us to come just to really show you the comparison of the before and after.
Yeah, if you've been to Asia before, I think this is one of the most striking sights.
A 7-Eleven closed. In all our days, have we ever seen that?
And it's not just one 7-Eleven closed.
All of them in this area. It's actually quite difficult to find a Family Mart or a 7-Eleven that's open around here.
Everything that we walk past just represents people's livelihoods that have been lost. And it just...
I don't want to, it's sad to end this video on a downer because we've had such a fantastic time in Phuket, and we really hope we've shown you guys the stuff that you can actually do while you're here on the Phuket Sandbox program.
And as we met in Thailand, this country means a lot to us.
So much.
And so in turn, like, it's so hard for us to see this, and we do want to encourage people genuinely, if and when they get a chance, to come back and support this amazing country.
Over the years, we have travelled to many parts of Thailand. We first met as backpackers in a place called Pai in the north of the country. We got our first home together in Bangkok 5 years later, and now, 9 years after meeting, we've returned for our jobs, adding Phuket to our ever-growing list of must-see places here. Thailand will always be a part of our journey, and we truly hope that it recovers soon.